Welcome to the Robot Systems tutorial on creating your first Fusion 360 file. To start the process, create a sketch in the XY plane. Next, draw a rectangle starting at the origin. For this example, we're going to have a rectangle that is 50 mm by 100 mm. Now click Finish Sketch. Next, we'll extrude our sketch to create a solid. In this example, the solid will be 16 mm thick. Now start a new sketch on the top face of the solid. This new sketch will be used to create a pocket within the solid. Draw a rectangle that is 30 mm by 80 mm. Now click Finish Sketch. Extrude the sketch, this time to a depth of -10 mm. You'll now have a 10 mm deep pocket within the solid. Now that we've modelled our object, it's time to define how to create that object. Click on Manufacture. Now it's time to create a setup. Click Setup, New Setup. Start by setting the machine to the Robot Systems machine in the Machine Library. Next we will set up the Work Coordinate System. This will define the orientation and position of our model. Select the bottom corner at the intersection of the X and Y axes. Next, set the Work Coordinate System offset to 2 to give a G55 origin, which is the default for Profiler X. Now it is time to set up the machining operations. First will be a 2D contour to create the outside profile of the model. Start by selecting a tool to use on this operation. Once the tool has been selected, the appropriate feeds and speeds must be set for your chosen material. Next, choose the geometry that this 2D contour operation is going to be applied to. In this case, the outside perimeter of our model. Now we need to set the heights for the 2D contour operation. First, set the bottom height. This will define how far the cutter may go into the wasteboard. In this example, we're using 0.4 of a millimeter. The top height will be flush with the top of our model. The feed and retract heights are set to be 5 mm above the top of our model. This is the height at which plunging and drilling operations will start and finish. Last is the clearance height, the height at which shape transitions will take place. Next we'll move on to setting up multipassing. Common practice is to not cut any greater depth than the diameter of the cutter per pass. In the last tab, you can set up things like lead-ins and lead-outs. For this example, we'll turn both of them off. Click OK to finish setting up the 2D contour. Now you should see your model with the toolpaths for the 2D contour shown around it. Now we need to create a toolpath for the pocket in our model. For this, we will use the 2D pocket operation. Again, select a tool for this operation and then set the appropriate feeds and speeds for this tool. Now select the geometry associated with the pocket. Now to set the heights for this 2D pocket operation. The bottom height we want to be flush with the bottom of our contour. Top height will be flush with the top of our model. Feed and retract and clearance heights will all be set at safe distances above the top of our model. Next we'll set up multipassing. For that, however, we need to turn off stock to leave, as this will incorrectly set the depth of our pocket operation. For this operation, we're going to set the depth per pass to 4 mm. Lead-ins and lead-outs will be left on using the default helical style of entry. Now that both the machining operations have been created, it's important to ensure that they are in the correct order. You can reorder operations by clicking and dragging them, change the order within a setup. With operations higher up taking place before the ones below. Fusion allows you to simulate your operations. This can help ensure that the desired behaviors are set up. Once you are happy with your setup, it's time to post-process the job. This will generate an NC file that Profiler X is capable of reading. Ensure that you click on your setup before post-processing. When post-processing, ensure that G28 Safe Retract is turned off for the robot system's post-process. Choose a location and file name for your NC file. You have now generated your first NC job file. For information on how to open and inspect your job file within Profiler X, please see the appropriate video.